right, we're here at the
Pimax booth, so Pimax Technologies.
Okay.
So I'm here. We're partnered with. I'm from SimFab, and we're partnered with Pimax to kind of help demonstrate, help show off their technology, which theirs is their headsets, and then SimFab makes the cockpits.
All right.
So we kind of help bring it all together, to make whatever your experience is.
So these are actual used for simulation.
Yes. Yep.
Arcades, military. How's this being used?
Actually, all the above with what you listed. Most of our customers are home users, actually. So they're either racing or gaming enthusiasts in a sense, or maybe they're pilots or working on their pilot's license. So we do a lot of race simulation, flight simulation, and then combat simulation, and then also space. And so, but within that, we have the home users, and then we also have a lot of pilot training schools that use our products. So they're actually training stuff, so whether the airlines or private commercial pilot training units. And then we do have some, it's very small, but some military focus as well for the training Air Force pilots.
So you mentioned being used for specific training, especially for pilot training.
Yeah.
Do you provide the consoles that match the type of aircraft that they're going to be flying? Or is it generic enough?
So it can be both, and a lot of it. I guess we're able to meet you at either place. That's actually probably one of the benefits of what SimFab does. But we have different setups, and we have one that's like a training station. So this actually is a pretty general aviation setup.
Okay.
So this has you got your yoke and your throttles. But we also have ones that have the ability to mount they're called GX1000s, which are these avionics systems that are actually in actual Cessnas.
Okay.
A Cessna's a very common plane for people to learn on.
And that's what I would assume. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
You're learning how to train.
And people that want to do that, there are various levels, depending on the budget or what their needs are. So obviously, for the most expensive and most professional and realistic one, we have a setup that does puts everything exactly where it needs to be with the GX1000s right there, the controls right there, the throttle, everything, and we can basically create a full Cessna replica cockpit for a lot less than building the entire thing. And then, so.
And that's very cool, and I can see Aero Club's also taking advantage of this for the training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I got to say, on the flight over here, I did get a chance to watch the movie Gran Turismo.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
So I'm assuming, did you guys get any uptick on sales on your cars?
Yes, definitely, yeah, which I love that movie, and I've been playing Gran Turismo myself since that game came out. We definitely had an uptick, because most of our customers do sim racing. So a lot of them. So once that movie came out, of course, there's definitely an uptick in sales for that, and especially too the fact you can also do that with just a PlayStation, and then the seat is a really nice thing versus having to set up a computer. Right. So it makes it very accessible, which to me at least is really nice, because this stuff is very hard to set up and maintain, the patching, the software, and everything like that.
That would be my next question. If you're going to do this as a home unit, you've got to be pretty dedicated.
Yes, you do.
And you're probably going to have to do some investment and some tech support calls.
Yes, unfortunately, we do. We spend a lot of time, and it is. This stuff is hard, but the barrier to entry keeps getting easier.
Yeah.
But it is definitely still pretty complicated. Like a Pimax headset, for example, the software stuff you need to install. It's definitely. You have to do a lot of work. The average person has to do a lot of work. But there are, the barrier is getting lowered.
Right.
So it's,
So
working on it.
I always like to ask this question. I know it's available in the market now.
Yes.
So if you had a basic setup, you want to kind of get started, your entry level, what kind of a cost factor are you looking at?
Well, I'd say an entry level setup, which still gives you a really good price, would be for racing, for example. I'll use that for the Gran Turismo movie. If you want to do a nice GT7 racing setup, you're going to basically be at probably $1,800 or so, for including the PlayStation, including the cockpit.
Okay.
And then you buy the PlayStation, the game, the cockpit, and then your controls. Okay. And then there you go. And with tax, you're at $1,800.
And then from the flight simulator side of the house, on a basic Cessna type of setup?
So basic Cessna setup, there's Turtle Beach. There's a company that makes peripherals. They have a controller setup. I think it's $300 or $400. You could use that with an Xbox and then our setup, and that would actually be around the same price.
That's cool stuff.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, no, thanks for asking questions and stuff. And definitely, if you haven't tried any of these out, feel free to. They're very cool if you're interested in a particular one.
Yeah. Let me avoid the racing one, because I'll get motion sickness.
Yeah, no, that definitely is a
Do you
part
have
of it.
any peppermints that you're giving out?
No, actually, I did actually bring some barf bags, but yeah.
I saw the guy on the roller coaster before, and I was just thinking, where's the side pocket for the barf bags?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And dude, you're driving that thing, and then you hit a wall or something. It is weird. It is very weird, because you're just
your mind and all
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'd say these ones are a lot. Well, this is probably the easiest on the stomach kind of thing. The other ones are a bit more rough on that, but. We do have these, actually, one thing with VR in general is the haptic feedback, and that's where you get like the force feedback of like things that are like when you're tapping or clicking or a rumble.
Yeah.
These things on the back, they're called butt kickers. And one thing which, I have them, it basically when you like rev up your engine or something, or like hit the brakes or squeal or do something like that in the game, it actually provides a lot of feedback to the chair. And even when you're in VR, it's really amplified.
Right. At least it's giving the inner ear some movement. So
yeah, it really helps with the sickness. Like I've done this a lot. Like I've done VR for years, and I feel like I've already got VR legs. But even doing that without the butt kicker, because I was so used to doing it with that vibration.
Yeah.
When I did it without it earlier this week, setting up for this, I actually got like, whoa. Like I got the feeling at all of that, and that means that if like my wife tried it or someone else, just average person that's not used to it, which it was most people, then they would have got really sick. But I put the haptic feedback really helped a lot with my brain saying, oh, okay, you're not going to feel that bad. I was surprised.
So haptic feedback helps you with your VR
it's huge,
sickness.
yeah. And it's actually something for viewers or whoever else, for anyone at home, it's a very low cost option that adds a lot to any kind of VR experience.
So even I know we're talking about this over here, but
yeah.
Anybody else who just gets even like a haptic vest or something like that.
Huge difference, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, big difference. I mean, obviously each their own, but I think definitely,
I learned something new.
Yeah. So
all right, again, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, thanks, RJ.